If you want to stand out, but you're not sure how. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. We're going to be talking about how to stand out. We're going to give you a very specific example about how to stand out. And specifically, it tends to be in the area of business that I work in. I'm a business strategist, but these type of ideas can help you stand out to get any type of traffic to your website or to your material online, whatever you're trying to get more attention to. You can use the power of headlines. And headlines work either as a title for a video or for a blog post or for anything that you're doing online and offline. But I like to talk a lot about the online stuff because that's a lot of the traffic that we get on these videos has to do with people trying to get attention online. So where's all this come from? This is a series of videos, and you're welcome to watch the other ones that are in this series. They're all by date in this area, and we've got a YouTube playlist out there that you can go back and watch. It all has to do with the 35 proven formulas for writing headlines written by John Caples years and years ago in his book, Tested Advertising Methods. There are 35 of them. I'm just going to go through one of them today. And one of them I displayed in the title of this video. And that is, it is number 20. Hold on, I had the page. Where'd it go? 24. Begin your headline with the word if. That's it. That's it. Just start with the word if. And it automatically takes you into a world, and I'm going to give you an example. These type of things can pull people in. It can pull their interest in. Now, when we're talking online, we're not just, I'm not saying using the word if is going to get you showing up in the search engines or showing up on Amazon or showing up in any particular area, SEO and so forth. I'm talking about once they see your headline in the form of a subject line in an email or whatever. Once they see it, the word if has the ability to pull them in to read the rest of it, because if is setting something up, and it sets them up for the rest of what you're trying to say. And if the rest of what you're trying to say is something that holds curiosity for them, they're going to go after it, right? Here's a couple of examples that they give in this book. Some of these are John Caples examples, I think, and some of them are ones that were edited in later. You could tell by kind of the age of it. Let me see. If they gave awards for cash management, we'd be thanking the Academy. If you savor growth and security, we give an edge. If you think the ultimate speaker system would have a subwoofer, you're half right. Let's see. If people seem to be working faster, it's not the coffee that's trying to sell an office machine. So a lot of these are very specific to what they're talking about, but you can bring it into exactly what you're trying to say, or try to pull in a specific crowd with what you're saying. So this is kind of a similar one that I used with this title here, and he says here is an if formula that has practically unlimited application. If you think you can't blank, if you think you can't afford blank, so your product or service, you haven't checked blank. So special discount, leasing terms, etc. So that's using the price thing to pull them in based on whatever it is that you're selling. So that you go straight into it. You're talking about what you're selling. You're talking about the main benefit right there in the headline, and you're pulling in that crowd on that idea. Now, I tend to tell people to try not to sell on price as much as possible, unless that really is your main selling point. Then you can sell it. But for most people in most industries, that's not going to be a viable selling point. But you could use it for anything. You say, if you can't blank, or if you are looking for blank, then blank. And that's, you can use that anytime. But the word if has special magic, and that's what he's trying to show you here. The word if is the thing that pulls them in, and what you're saying the rest of the time is going to determine what type of audience that you pull in to take them to the next level. Hopefully that makes sense. It's all about standing out, and standing out starts with whatever that initial contact that you have. And in most cases, even to this day, it's going to be the headline. It's going to be the first string of words that they see. Now, sometimes the headline isn't what you think the headline is. So I talk about like YouTube titles. Well, it may not be the YouTube title that's the first thing they see. It may be the thumbnail on the YouTube. So those of you who don't know much about YouTube, the thumbnail is the picture that you see. And you'll notice that on so many of those really well done YouTubes, it's got words written right on the picture. Well, then the words on the picture become the headline. You see, something is driving as a headline. Now, they may be coming in because of what's portrayed on the picture. You know, the attractive woman, the this, the that, whatever's on the picture may be pulling them in also. I'm not saying the headline's the only thing that does it. But oftentimes, the words are going to be the magic that push a person into finally clicking on what you want them to click on. And that's the whole name of the game. It doesn't matter. It's human behavior. It doesn't matter whether it's digital or analog. All of this stuff was written, all the stuff that John Caples talked about was written for paper, for ink on paper, for newspaper and magazine art, advertisements and articles. That's what he was talking about. But the same psychology is true. People read things one thing at a time. They start with a headline, they start with the pictures, that pulls them in to read a little further. They may not read the whole thing, but it eventually takes them, the ones that are interested in buying, the ones that you're wanting to buy, will take them eventually to that call to action that causes them to do whatever it is you want them to do. Sometimes it's buy something, sometimes it's give me your email and I'll give you something. It doesn't matter what it is. If you've got something that you want someone else to do, you gotta understand the psychology of headlines. And this is another great one from John Caples, number 24 out of the 35. Tomorrow we're going to go through number 25 out of the 35. So come on back then. In the meantime, hey, go check out a copy of my free book, 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. Yeah, you can go pay for it on Amazon.com, and you can go pay for it on Barnes & Noble and all the other places that you got it, or you can get your own free digital copy at AmazonProofBook.com. AmazonProofBook.com. We'll be back tomorrow. In the meantime, you get out there and let the magic happen.